Hey Euro students! By the time you're watching this video, you should have already seen my welcome video that tells you a little bit about myself for those of you that do not know me, and the Canvas tutorial to help guide you with some basic understanding of Canvas. More to come a little bit later, of course, but that should have just gotten you through the basics. This video is going to give you all the information about the course itself, our classroom rules, and our procedures. So you will get all the expectations, all the responsibilities in several different videos that I will have you watch, especially if you're a virtual student. And this is all that you have to go by. Now remember, if you're a virtual only, you will not be physically in the classroom unless you do change at the 9-week period, or we even go back to a traditional way of teaching. Then of course you can come back and join us in the classroom. So some of this will not apply to you unless you do come back. So it is important that you follow along and that you do know what the expectations are, whether you are in the classroom in person or not. First, a little bit about the course itself. This is an AP collegiate level course. AP, of course, stands for Advanced Placement. So we're not talking about any ordinary course. You signed up for this course with the intention of course, eventually earning college credit. It covers 2 semesters of college level introductory European history. So you cannot just blow this class off. You're going to have to work extremely hard to get the grade that you want. Earning college credit. Earning college credit is not going to be an easy task. You have to take the AP exam that's offered in May, and you have to score a 3 or higher. So higher than a 3 would be a 4 or 5 if you're not familiar with the scoring method of AP exams. Again, this is a very challenging test put together by college professors. It covers the entire year of European history from August until, of course, you take that exam in May. It is a whole lot of content, and you have to be very self-disciplined and do a lot of studying and preparation on your own time. Now, more about the actual exam in a separate video. The course, keep in mind, you are in a high school setting, but you're taking a college level course. So I have to fulfill certain expectations in order for you to receive that credit for your diploma for this course, as far as your high school diploma goes. It is accelerated. It is going to be challenging. My expectations are very high, and hard work is the key to being successful as a student. Keep in mind, we are all human. There are some days that we have that are good, and then some days are just kind of off and they're not very good for us. And I can tell you the same thing goes with studying history. There are some topics that are very interesting, and then there are some things that are rather dull, and you'll be sitting there wondering, why are we going over this, or how quickly can we get through this? Let me just tell you that I, as your teacher, will come to class every day prepared, organized, and ready to get that lesson to you. That is my promise to you, and effectively communicate, all instructions. I'm going to do my very best to make all of the history lessons that we're going to go over as interesting as possible. As you saw in my welcome video, history is my absolute passion, second to my family when I'm not with them. And this is truly what I love to do. I'm not going to pretend to be a know-it-all and be one of those teachers that thinks they're a walking encyclopedia. Those that know me know that I'm not that type of a person. I'm here to learn just like you are, and I'm constantly learning more and more every single day, just like I believe you will in my class. So we're all going to do this together. It's not going to do us any good to come in on those off days and be like, I really don't want to be here today. I don't want to do this today. That's not going to do any of us any good. So we're all just going to suck it up. We're going to do the best that we can and, again, cooperate together. I've already explained to you what my promise as your teacher is. I expect as a student for you to be attentive and ready to learn every day. We'll go over some specific class rules here in a moment because there are some expectations, whether you're in the classroom or at home learning virtually. The number 1 and number 2 rule kind of go hand in hand. None of these are more important than the others. I just had to number them, but they're all equally important, and we're all equally going to follow these rules. I, as your teacher, am not above you as far as the rules. These rules apply to me too. So one person will speak at a time. It's either you asking a question or responding to questions, or, stating some information that's pertaining to our subject matter, or it's me giving out instruction, but we cannot speak at the same time, okay? Even though some of the class sizes may seem small right now, we cannot operate in that manner, okay? We all have to listen to what each other is saying. I'm delivering important material. There are people in this room who are going to have important questions. All questions are considered important. There are no stupid questions. And so we all need to listen, whether we like what someone says or not. Okay? More about that in a minute. But I'm asking you that when you want to speak, you raise your hand. I will finish what I'm saying and you will have your opportunity. And everyone's going to listen. They're not going to roll their eyes. They're not going to poke fun at you. They're going to listen to what you say, whether they agree with it or not. Okay. I'm also asking you to not yell out your answers or talk out of turn. There will be some instances when we do some reviews and ask for a class response, and then yes, y'all can kind of synchronously together answer, but not disrupting one another if it's individual type questions that I'm asking. So when I'm teaching, I don't want to look up and see a group of people having their own conversation. That is considered rude and disrespectful. I will not do that to you when you are speaking. You will have my full attention. So please make sure that it goes both ways. Now, those of you that know my teaching style, you know that there will be many opportunities for you to ask questions and voice your opinions. Just make sure it is the appropriate time to do so. More about that when we get to the actual procedures of what we'll be doing every day, especially for those of you that will be in person. So again, number 1, number 2 rule, very simple to understand. I know it sounds elementary, but it pertains to all grade levels because this is how we can be successful, and we must operate the class with these 2 rules. Next, it's all about respect. You will treat everyone with respect. I will treat you with respect. You will treat me with respect. It again is equal on all levels. We're not going to interrupt each other when we're talking. We're not going to disrupt the class in any way. We're not going to use the word shut up towards anyone. That is considered disrespectful. You will never hear it come out of my mouth. So I expect the same when you are speaking with your peers. You be respectful with them. Now, remember I told you that the style that I use to teach is going to give you many opportunities to voice your opinion and to speak up. But I do ask that you be very careful with your words. Think before you speak, okay? Because we are not in here to purposely poke fun at anyone, make any kind of remarks that are considered rude and disrespectful. There are no stupid questions. As long as you are pertaining to our subject matter, I want you to ask questions, okay? That's how you learn more than what you already knew. So do not leave the class without getting your questions asked, because that's on you, okay? I cannot read your mind. But know that I create a very respectful classroom environment where I want my students to feel comfortable and ask questions without being ridiculed or made fun of. Now, remember, even though the class size seems small, that could change at any time, okay? We're in a time of uncertainty, so who knows from one day to the next what could be happening as far as, us being here in person. So we have to be prepared for anything that could happen. And so that's why it's important for everyone, virtual and non-virtual students, to understand these rules. Now, I've been teaching, as you all know, for over 20 years now, and I consider myself a pretty good judge of character. But there's always someone who thinks they're going to be what I would call a class clown. They want to get all the attention. They feel like that their job is to constantly make students laugh. And I'm here to tell you that those students have no room in my classroom. You will get taken out very quickly. You have no right to interfere with my teaching and with the learning of others. And this rule is in place to protect all the students who are truly here to learn and do what you are supposed to do. Okay? I'm telling all of you out there who are the rule followers and you are here for the right reasons, I've got your back. We're not going to let these class clowns disrupt what we're here to do. I will take care of them. You don't worry about them because I've got them and they're not going to be with us for very long. So keep that in mind. Again, there's think before you speak. If you've got some problems going on at home, please don't bring them into the classroom. Let's not make your problems someone else's problems. Okay? You will not see me come in and just unleash on y'all. Okay? That's not fair to y'all, and that's not what we're here for. So if there is something seriously going on that's going to get in the way of your learning, you need to have a one-on-one with me and let me know what's going on, okay? Because the last thing I want is for, like I said, you to bring your problems into the classroom and it be disruptive to all of us, okay? Even though this is an AP class, I still have to say these things because there are some people who think they should be in an AP class and they come to find out this is not the class for them. So I want to make sure I've covered all those bases. I've already gone over the seating arrangements with my in-class students, but for those of you that are virtual, if you do come back to the classroom, more than likely I will have to assign you a seat because other students were given preference and they were allowed to choose their seats. This is generally my rule about seating arrangements. It's very important that you are in a place where you're going to be around the least number of distractions. You'll be attentive and you'll be able to see and stay focused. So bottom line, if you end up somewhere that you really don't want to be, just talk to me and I'll see if I can, make some new arrangements for you. If you put yourself in a situation that's going to be too many temptations as far as to talk when you're not supposed to, just know that I will probably be moving you very soon, okay? Because you're begging me to move you. So choose carefully if you are given that privilege. All right, back to the rules. Number 5, students are to remain in their seats at all times unless given permission by the teacher. Please don't, while I'm teaching, just jump up and go to the trash can because you got something to throw away or you want to go get a tissue. Just ask me and I'll, bring things to you. Okay, I'll throw things away for you, or bring you the trash can. So just make sure you stay in your seat at all times unless you've gotten permission from me because those are all class disruptions. You're going to keep your hands to yourself. So if you do have to get up and you've gotten my permission, you're not going to just walk by your friend and slap them.